Hey guys, welcome back to DeeperThanMost. I'm your host, Sam.
And I'm your host, DJ.
So we are back with episode 34 today, and this is another paranormal encounters.
These are always so fun. Well, considering this is like, the second one?
Yeah, this is going to be our second paranormal topics video. And we just call them paranormal encounters. So if it works, it works.
Hey man, whatever works, works.
Yeah. And October is going to be next week, beginning of October. So we're bringing in spooky season with our little tumblers. Mine says spooky, has some bats on it.
I just have pumpkins. Who doesn't?
Oh, and bats. You got bats on there too.
Oh,
yeah.
You can't see the little bats, but they're there.
But yeah, so now... Am I forgetting something?
I don't think so.
Do you want to shout out the audio and tell them, like, hey, we just released an audio exclusive? Because the audio exclusive is going to come out before this.
Right. And guys, if you are watching and or listening right now, we have an audio exclusive episode that is coming soon.
All right, are you ready to jump into the dose of the most?
Let's do it.
Okay, so our first dose of the most is, I titled this one Zebra on the Run. On September 23rd, a resident of a county in Maryland spotted a zebra on the loose. But they weren't alone. Apparently a week prior, other residents in the area spotted 3 different zebras. Earlier in the month, George County Animal Control Chief Rodney Taylor said that 3 zebras had been on the loose for several days after escaping their home on a private farm.
See, this is what happens.
Yeah, but my question is, who just willy-nilly has zebras on a farm?
Yeah.
Where do you get zebras from?
Why? Yeah.
Who is your supplier?
On a private farm at that. Like.
Yeah, that sounds like some Joe Exotic type shit. What the hell? It's so random, too. Like, why zebras?
Zebras, huh?
Yeah, but it gets even weirder. So, an Upper Marlboro resident named Davin Bennett had seen 3 zebras while taking out the trash.
Just imagine that.
I swear, one morning you just wake up.
Yeah.
Or at the end of the day, you get home from work, gotta take out the trash. And you looking at zebras and they're looking at you.
Babe, you not gonna believe what I just saw. I just saw some fucking zebras out there by the trash can.
Right. And his neighbor says she saw the zebras behind her house. Just chilling in the backyard.
At least he wasn't the only one that
all up in the kids' pool. So 5 out of 31 zebras had escaped, all from the same farm. So, I don't know, I feel like they should probably look into this farm because how are they even allowed to have 31 zebras? 31. And then 5 of them escaped.
I wonder what the protocol for that is like.
Zebra on the loose? I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
31 zebras. Forget the
31.
5. 31 in somebody's farm.
Yeah.
Why do you is it just zebras? Is it a zebra farm or is it like?
But like for what? Like what's the reason? I don't know. It's just a weird situation all around, if you ask me.
Freaking zebra farm. That's crazy. So the second dose of the most for this week is Facebook caught slipping. Oof.
Facebook is always slipping.
Every time, every year. Facebook has issued an apology on behalf of its AI software.
You was about to say
that. The Facebook AI began asking users who were watching a video featuring black men if they wanted to see more videos about primates.
Hell no.
Yeah.
The disrespect. Yeah. The disrespect is so real. Videos about primates.
Primates, monkeys, huh? Since this mashup came to light, my bad. Since this mishap came to light, Facebook has disabled the topic recommendation and says it's investigating the cause of error.
Why was it even an error to begin with? This is what I want to know. How
do you even let it
How do you mess that up? I don't get it. I don't understand.
Crazy. An error attached to a video that had been online for over a year. A Facebook spokesperson claimed that the auto prompt was unacceptable for an error and apologized for any offensive suggestions. I mean, when you're caught in the act, you have to apologize.
Yeah, that's why they apologize, I'm sure.
You know,
they're like, oh, damn, we gotta cover our ass. Yeah, no.
The clip in question was that of black men and white men at a birthday party. Then a white man allegedly calls 911 to report that he's being harassed by a bunch of black men. Then the video cuts to an unrelated clip of police officers arresting a black man from his own home.
Ooh, the
America,
mess.
huh?
Such a mess.
Right.
But the fact that it was titled like, oh, more videos about primates.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a bad look. Facebook's always doing sketchy shit though.
Can't never get it right.
It never fails. So, those were the little tidbits of our dose of the most for this week. And now we can get into these paranormal encounters. And this one's going to be really, really fun. I honestly feel like the topics and the things that we're going to be talking about in this one are more interesting than what we did in our first one.
Right. And
I don't know, I'm a little biased.
It's because, like, not only is it just specifically encounters, there's objects, there's certain, like,
yeah, we have a haunted
elements,
object
you know,
today.
It's not just...
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be a fun little mix to get into.
Definitely, I agree. So, let's get into it. Alright, so we are first going to get into the Dybbuk box. Have you heard of it? The
and
Dybbuk?
I have. I think
I feel like a lot of people have.
Matter of fact, I don't even remember the last time I heard of it, but I do remember hearing about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was on an episode of some paranormal show where they featured, like...
Was it, like, Ghost Hunters or something?
I don't know if it was Ghost Hunters, but it featured, like, Robert the Doll, and they did talk about the Dybbuk. You know what I'm talking about?
Haunted Objects.
Yes.
But I don't know the name of the show. But I know that it was about, like, haunted objects.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up now. Because now I'm curious.
Now I'm super curious to the name of it. But
yeah.
I did see it mentioned, and it was pretty interesting.
Okay.
And you're going to have to go into it. But I found out that the Dybbuk box isn't, like, a common object either.
No, there's, like, one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not, like... something that anybody can just go
copy.
buy off of Amazon.
Yeah, you can
like
just copy
no,
it.
it's one and only. So what is the Dybbuk box? The Dybbuk is a wine cabinet that is allegedly haunted by a Dybbuk. And a Dybbuk is a Jewish myth concept, and it's basically a demon in a box.
Ooh, that's
so
scary.
The Dybbuk, which is spelled DYBBUK, is like the box, the whole entity, the concept itself. But Dybbuk could also be spelled DIBBUK and dropping the Y. And when you spell it that way, you're typically referring to the Dybbuk demon inside the Dybbuk box.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know why though. Like, I don't understand the point. But it is believed that if you touch the box, a legendary curse will attach itself to you.
Oof.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds very
bad.
familiar.
All bad.
The Dybbuk is a very popular belief in Jewish folklore as well, and the story of the Dybbuk box concept was popularized in 2012 through the box office hit The Possession. And this movie is honestly a pretty damn good movie. It's starring Jeffrey Dean Morgan, aka Negan from The Walking Dead. If you're a real one, then you're a real one, and you know.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's a really good movie in my opinion. Have you seen The Possession?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed
it's
Jeffrey
involving
Dean
like
Morgan's
his daughter
work. Yeah.
and yeah, he is a good actor. But it does mainly focus around like these strange and mysterious events taking place like surrounding this family, and they alluded to the box being responsible. So, yeah, that's kind of what boosted the interest, the public interest in Dybbuk. Like the Dybbuk in general. So what is the exact belief in the Dybbuk? It is believed that a Dybbuk is a dislocated spirit that eventually inhabits or devours the human host it is attached to.
Oh man.
Sounds like a virus, pretty much.
Right.
So yeah.
I
don't know where I was going with that. Huh? A parasite, yes. So what's the real story? June of 2003, Jason Haxton, who was 63 years old, had entered into an online auction and had won. Round of applause, because that's always fun. Kind of, sometimes. However, upon receiving his prized box in the mail, he soon realized it also came with very unexpected consequences. Haxton told My San Antonio, the day it arrived, I put my hands on it, and it almost feels like the thing collapses into a liquid state. He continued with, I feel like a knife is coming into my gut. I'm paralyzed in pain. When I go to bed, I have terrible dreams of a hag that seems to come with the box. Oh, no.
Take it back.
Why did you open the box?
Why?
Why?
Why do you so...
Why did you even buy the
People
box?
always do stuff like this.
And then be confused.
Yeah. You're
When
not...
shit actually starts to happen. So, Haxton claimed to have heard of the box from a colleague whose roommate had it listed for sale after some bizarre experiences, such as hair loss and lingering bad odors. Not
Falling
a good
apart.
mix. Yeah, I swear to God. So the roommate himself tied these things to a Dybbuk. On eBay, he listed the box as Dybbuk Haunted Jewish Wine Cabinet Box.
And somebody was really out here, you know what?
Looking for it. And got it. I mean...
Got what you wanted.
I mean, it was straight to the point. It was honest. It's a Dybbuk Haunted Jewish Wine Cabinet Box. Like,
sound like a wish title.
what more? It does. Or she is.
Stop.
So, more into the listing. It was stated in the box, It was stated in the post that the box was bought in September of 2001. You know what I automatically think of?
You think, oh.
What?
Maybe it wasn't Bush. Maybe
Stop.
it was a nigga opening his box.
Stop. Goddamn conspiracies. Okay. Let me read this shit again.
Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. That was insensitive. That's my bad.
It was stated in the post that the box was bought in September of 2001 at an estate sale of a Holocaust survivor who had passed away at 103 years old. Boy, that is a long and fulfilled
A century and
life.
3 years, huh?
That is
What
crazy.
did you do though that time? Imagine the stories.
Honestly, if I ever make it to like 101, I'm gonna just be like, happy century plus one. I'm
Hey,
over
nah,
a century year old. That's crazy. Is it year old or years old? I'm
Years?
over a century years old.
Yeah.
Or I'm over a century year old.
Or just over a century old.
Ah, perfect. That's what it is. The lister also said that the woman who got... Wow. I cannot read. The lister also said that the woman got the box in Spain. It was one of the few items she brought back to the U.S. with her from the war.
No, don't.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I don't know. It just sounds scary. It sounds like something
It just sounds like some
demonic.
shit you should not be fucking with.
Yeah.
But people just curious. And
Right. So to continue on, when the lister got the box from the estate, the woman's goddaughter warned him, saying, growing up, it was always shut and kept out of reach. And Grandma said it was never to be opened. Fast forward, Haxton bought the mysterious box for only $280. But instead of wine, inside the box was a whole list of shit. There's like 6 different items that were inside the box.
Wait. So this nigga, he bought it and just immediately...
Yeah, immediately.
He
immediately opened that shit. Ain't even saged the place.
He didn't do no research. He didn't waste no...
Ain't like no incense. Ain't do no...
Didn't pray, nothing.
Didn't
Just,
set the crystals out. Didn't do nothing.
just opened it.
I swear. So, inside the box was a goblet. This shit kind of creepy. 2 locks of hair tied with string.
Oh, they were doing a ritual.
Gotta be. Pennies from the 1920s.
Oh, yeah, they were doing a ritual for
A
sure.
dried rose. Cast iron candlestick
Where
holder.
do you even find that?
Damn, no. And a granite statue engraved with gilded Hebrew letters.
I don't even understand Hebrew, so I
I
know
don't
it wasn't
either.
good.
But yeah. So Haxton didn't want to believe the stories. He too had experiences, but only chopped them up to being a tidal wave of bad luck.
So, like, do you have to die in order for you to believe?
I swear he sound like the police. They don't care until somebody's dead.
Hey,
What?
it's a message. If you ain't catching it, watch it again.
Look at you trying to drop subliminal. So we're gonna get canceled. So Haxton had gotten very ill after receiving his box. He highlighted how all of his problems vanished when he followed a rabbi's advice. He was to place the wine cabinet in a golden-lined wooden container to negate the spirit that is haunting it. Now he keeps the cabinet safe inside of a military-grade case he has buried. Haxton says, thousands of people are begging to take it off my hands at any price, but it's not ethical for me to sell, and it's not for sale.
Yes, it is. Get it.
No, it's not. This is like Death Note, babe. Think about this. Like,
yeah, nah, but you shouldn't have bought it.
If anybody was able to like buy this shit, you could just give this to somebody as a gift, somebody that you hate, or somebody that you want just gone.
And they would just
just keep passing along that evil energy. We don't need that. So I'm actually glad that like somebody like him bought it and kept it safe, quote unquote.
If he would never,
he shouldn't have. Yeah, he shouldn't have opened it to begin with. But that's nor here nor there. Yeah. So that was the Dybbuk box. Shit is just crazy.
Yeah, the world crazy, man. People...
Haunted objects are fun, though.
Yeah, they are fun, but me personally, I don't think I'd be the person to try to find them.
No, but there's this YouTuber that I watch, and she, like, did this whole little series about how she bought, like, a haunted doll, and it's actually haunted. And, like, yeah, she talks about, like, how to care for it, and...
Does she have the Caucasian variety?
Yes, what does it got to do with anything?
It has a lot.
It's just like, oh shit. I am too. You don't see me walking around with I don't even know. No, it's not a voodoo doll, but a haunted doll. Yeah. But anyways, we're getting off topic. So that was the Dybbuk box. And now, before we get even spookier, it is time to thank our sponsors, and we will be right back. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free and it's easy to use.
There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast straight from your phone or computer, making it the best user experience around.
Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more, making it so you don't have to upload to each individual platform.
And the best thing about it, you can make money straight from your podcast with no minimum listenership.
It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place.
So please, download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. And that's Anchor.fm, spelled ANCHOR.FM.
So what are you doing? Download the free Anchor app now.
And we're back.
Like a butt crack.
So, the next interesting encounter we're going to look at is the Joy Touch. And the Joy Touch is considered to be a meditative practice that involves the third eye.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
Anything involving the third eye is always interesting.
Yeah, it is. When I came across it, I was like, oh, wow.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So, for those of you that aren't familiar with the third eye, it is the center of the forehead, also known as the pineal gland of the brain.
Is it pineal?
It's pineal.
Oh, okay.
And it is, boom, right smack dab in the center. The basic technique is to imagine a line from the center of the forehead to the center of the brain, and then visualize gently brushing this region. So it's essentially
what?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like meditating, right? Though you have to like get into the zone and actually like try to visualize what that is.
Yeah. And that's
spooky.
essentially how the whole thing works.
Oh, wow.
It's
kind of beautiful, though.
Yeah, isn't it? It is said to be an energy healing practice that was created in the early 1970s by a brain scientist named Pete Sanders.
Okay, Pete. On to something.
Right. And so who exactly is Pete Sanders? He graduated from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, otherwise known as MIT, with majors in medical chemistry and brain science. So he had the knowledge to try to figure some stuff out.
Right, yeah, he knew his shit. For sure.
He turned down the opportunity to attend Harvard Medical to engage in independent research in mind-body potentials.
Damn. See, that's the thing about it. You know that you're, like, onto some shit, and you know that, like, I don't know. Like, you know your worth when you could turn down Harvard.
Yeah. When you just, like, you know
you know, like, I'm better than Harvard.
Right.
Type of
just
deal.
Like, dude, I could do this.
Yeah,
and
like, I don't need Harvard to be what I want to be.
I fully respect it, because it's like, he strongly believed in it, and he was like, you know what, I'm going to figure it out and make something out of it.
Exactly.
Using his knowledge of the brain, he began tapping into unlimited human potential. And that's the, like, potential of energy healing and, like...
Is this, like, unlocking different parts of the brain? Yes. Like Lucy?
Kind of like that, yeah.
That was a good movie.
It was a great movie.
Scarlett Johansson kills it every time. Every time. She never misses. Except for in Black Widow, but she had a bad script.
Yeah, that's not her fault.
Yeah. She worked with what she had.
In 1980, he moved to Sedona, Arizona, and opened Free Soul Mind Body Education.
That sounds like a cult.
It does sound like a cult.
A literal cult.
Mm-hmm. So, he discovered the Joy Center. In the late 1980s, he turned his attention to solving the problem of emotional stress and its role in reducing human happiness. He discovered a meditation method for directly stimulating what he terms the body's Joy Center. And that's the third eye.
Right.
Yeah. So, the Joy Touch technique leads to what Sanders believes is a mental triggering. And that triggering in terms of, like, emotional stress or, like, physical stress. It's essentially just brushing that away.
To brush it away and just release it and let it be. Wow. I like that. And I'm really surprised that I haven't heard of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
That was nice.
It's very beautiful. Like, once you, like, look into it and look at what it is, it's a beautiful concept. And I was like, oh, cool.
Okay. I can dig it.
Yeah. But hey, nothing is cooler than trying to figure out who you are and then, like...
Yeah, tapping into your spirituality is, like, key. It's essential.
If you're not doing
especially just to be happy within yourself. And,
definitely.
I don't know. It's hard these days. And if you're not in tune with yourself, you're struggling probably. That's all I can say. So, that was
the Joy Touch. And if you're not familiar, I highly encourage you to do your research.
Yeah, dig even deeper.
For sure.
I think that was pretty deep, though. It was scratching the surface, but, like, deep enough to where I have a clear understanding of something that I've never heard before.
Right.
So I like that. I like that a lot. And I feel like there probably isn't too much more to dig into anyway. Like, it's pretty straight to the point.
Yeah, it's not like...
Unless you want to look into how to practice
the
Joy Touch, which would be really cool. So, yeah. So, our next one that we're going to get into is really interesting. I never thought that I would really want to talk about this topic.
I actually love this one. This is actually one of my favorites out of the whole slide.
Mine is my last one. But, I don't know if we mentioned this, but we have, like, 3 each. So, there's 6 total. So, we're halfway through. This is going to be our 3rd one. But, guardian angels is just definitely something that, I don't know, people don't really talk about, but also we don't really think about it.
Right.
But you don't think about it until a certain moment, you know?
Right.
For good reason, though. The idea of guardian angels has been around for a long time and has always been a popular theory. The thought of a guardian angel often comes when one feels that someone is always watching over them or at a time in need when they hope someone is.
I can relate
and that's
to
what
that.
I'm talking about, yeah. Like, you know, if you're going through something or you're going through like a bad patch or you're in danger or something, like sometimes you do have that hope, like, God, I really hope something's here to protect me.
I hope you look it out, bro.
Exactly. So guardian angels seem like a personal and unique thing, but it's actually more universal than most think. The belief of guardian angels has been around for thousands of years. Believing in guardian angels comes with many questions, of course, including but not limited to, and I guess we could answer these if you'd like before we continue on.
I'm definitely down.
So the first question is, how involved in our choices / everyday life do you think they are?
Ooh, so I'll put it like this, and this is my interpretation. I would say when it comes to whether or not you have to make critical choices, I feel like that's when they're most present.
Okay. Like fate deciding
Yeah,
choices or
yeah.
destiny changing choices,
When it
I
comes to
guess
that-
you could say.
When it comes to choosing that path
butterfly
over the other,
effect.
yeah, that one path over the other one, I think that's where they really come into play there.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I definitely feel like it's more of an everyday life type of deal to where it's something, some type of entity just keeping watch, but also not directly steering you in the right direction, but
Right.
kind of leaving
Just
hints that are up to
nudging
you
a
to
little
follow.
bit, like, you know.
Right, exactly. But it's ultimately up to you how
Right.
things pan out in the end.
Right.
Um,
These decision-making games are hard. Man.
yeah. So the second question is, are they spirits of loved ones? And I don't necessarily think so. I feel like they could be. I definitely think that just if we do have as guardian angels, I don't think that we're subjected to just one.
Right.
I definitely feel as though
It's like
you
a
could have a guardian angel for like, you know, certain X amount of years of your life,
Right.
and then you get assigned a different guardian
Right.
angel. Because what if it doesn't work out on the first try? What if that guardian angel isn't actually meant for you?
Bro.
I feel like it's kind of like a soulmate type
I
of
would definitely
situation.
say, I wouldn't say they're loved ones, but I will say they are beings that probably do care for you and
well, as a guardian angel, you better.
Well, shit, I don't think some of them probably be sleep on the job, but like, you know, it's like you said, you possibly get assigned different ones throughout your lifetime.
Yeah.
You know,
Like if a loved one were to pass and they, I don't know if it's like a choice, a sign up
Yeah.
sheet, you know, like they could be like, I want to be their guardian angel,
Right.
like, you know.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like they wouldn't let your loved one do it right off the bat.
Why would there be a time limit in
I don't know.
a place
I don't
with
know.
no time?
I don't know how it works. I don't know. I'm just
Do you really
saying.
think there's time in like
Could be.
heaven and or whatever, whatever realm guardian angels even linger in? I don't even know. Are they in our realm?
I think they're in the room right above us. Actually,
Yeah, I don't think there's time up there.
I don't know. I don't know how it works or however they figure it out, but I don't know.
So, the third question is, are guardian angels assigned at birth? And I feel like if we do have them, it would make sense that they would be assigned at birth because, I mean, for one, they need to get to know their person.
Right.
And for two, I feel like the whole point is for them to be there every step of the way and not necessarily just when you need them. That's why I believe it's more of an everyday life type of situation instead of involved when you have a serious choice to make, because babies don't have a serious choice to make, but somehow, some way, you know, sometimes there's situations where
that's why I
people
was
could
like,
you know,
yeah,
wrap it up to being a guardian angel that saved their child when they dropped them or something like that. So I don't know, it's
That's
a very thin line.
yeah.
Like
That's
it's
why I was
hard
like,
to
I don't know, maybe they're just more prevalent in situations like that, but like I could definitely
Yeah.
see how they come into play in everyday life, though.
Yes, yeah, but more of like just an onlooker, you know?
Like, hey, you know, you're doing all right today.
Right.
I don't have to do
exactly.
anything.
Exactly.
And the
Wait,
last,
do you think that they're assigned at birth?
assigned at birth. I would say yeah. I feel the
It
same
makes
way. I
sense.
feel the same way you do about it. Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna be someone's guardian angel, you have to get to know them and like
And be there every step of the
Yeah,
way.
just to see what choices they make on their own first.
Yeah. So the fourth question is, can we summon them for help by choice? So
No.
if they are just like an everyday type of situation, if you needed to call upon them, do you think that is possible?
I feel like it is, but I feel like you have to be at maybe a certain level.
Be in tune with your spirituality.
Yeah, you have to be at a certain level of awareness.
It goes
to,
hand in hand, guys. It goes hand in
Yeah.
hand. Yeah, definitely, because you are more susceptible to
Yeah.
just experiences like that, for sure.
And I feel like
Especially if it's a loved one involved.
I feel like you definitely wouldn't be able to, like, just outright handle it if you're not ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seeing your guardian angel,
right.
per se.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be able to handle it unless you're actually ready for it. Because, like you said, you're so susceptible to so many other things in that same time. So.
Yeah. Interesting. So, what are they? Guardian angels are a spirit or angel assigned to us, dedicated to watch over us. So that's like the gist definition of what guardian angels are. Mm-hmm. This theory makes sense along with the belief that every angel plays its own role in the grand scheme of things. So it isn't too far-fetched to think every human has their own. So instead of us just sharing, like, you know, just one big entity that's just making sure everybody's okay, it's more along the lines of, all right, everybody has a certain one because everybody's different. Everybody deserves their own specific, like, kind of like a fairy godmother. You know, we don't share the same fairy godmother in Cinderella's world. Like, everybody has their own.
Right.
So, I think it's kind of like that.
Honestly, though, it is, like I said, this is one of my favorite topics. So, like, I've looked into angels before, and there's, like, a hierarchy that goes into it. So, yeah. I feel like all of them do have their own little parts to play.
Yeah,
so when it comes
agree.
to guardian angels,
they're playing their part.
Mm-hmm.
A common belief is that guardian angels keep us safe and out of reach from danger and harm. Another belief is that they can only guide us in the right direction, and it's ultimately up to us for the final say. So that's kind of what we were talking about, like, just a few minutes ago, is, you know, I personally believe that if we do have them, it is more along the lines of we make our own decisions, but, you know, they kind of, like you said, you know, give us little pushes here and there, but at the end of the day, like, we do have the final say so. Like, if you have the choice to go to work or call out, you know, and your guardian angel's like, you know, you need that money to pay the bills, and you're like, just not feeling it, and you still call out, like, it was ultimately up to you. Even though you had that thought, like, damn, I need to pay my bills. Right. You know?
Right. And I feel like your thoughts definitely play a huge part in, like, your guardian angel being
and your
mindset.
mindset.
And, like, because we often talk about having a conscience and, like, you know, having that little voice in the back of your head. But I feel like that everybody has,
Oh my God, what the fuck is that, though? Like, your voice in the back of your head, or, like, in your head, like, when you're thinking to yourself, or reading. Yeah. Like, what the hell? Because it feels like it's a real, like, voice that I could, like, you can hear.
Put a voice, you can make a voice on it.
It's the weirdest fucking thing.
Like
what? How do you even explain that? I wonder if it's, like, a little person.
Definitely your subconscious is definitely either your guardian angel or, like, your inner self, you know?
Ugh, so weird.
Yeah.
What were you saying, though?
I totally forgot.
Okay. So, in Islamic religion, this one is starting to get to me. Damn. In Islamic religion, guardian angels are seen as observers on our shoulder, taking note of our behavior. And this is kind of what you were saying, too. It's like, you know, that decision weighing on you, like, okay, I could do this, but I could do that. You know, which one's the better of the two?
I remember what I was gonna say.
What?
So I wonder if, like, when we make the quote unquote wrong decision or, like, certain bad decisions, if our guardian angels, like, if they get upset, like, if they, like,
I would say maybe it depends on the situation.
How bad
I feel like, you know, obviously we're human. We're going to make mistakes. And I feel like as a guardian angel, they would know something like that.
Right.
They would know that, okay, with every mistake they make, it's a lesson being learned.
Right.
But I feel like when it comes down to, like, more serious things, like murder and shit, like, I definitely think their guardian angels are probably disappointed as hell. Like, damn, can't help you now, buddy.
Honestly, I feel like for some people,
you made that decision yourself.
For some people, I feel like their guardian angel is definitely an alcoholic. Because, like, bro, you are continuously
drinking on the job.
You are continuously making these terrible decisions, and I'm trying to help you. And you're not.
Ooh, like Ted Bundy's guardian angel or something. If he even had one, who knows?
Right?
Because what if not everybody gets one? That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Nice that you said that, because we're about to get into it. So to put it in context, Think of the good and the bad spirits sitting on your shoulders. It is also believed that we also have a personal demon for balance. So, this is best depicted in mainstream media. The good is there to protect and promote good behavior, while the bad is there to lead us to wreak havoc. So, like in movies and shows where they show, the little demon on one shoulder.
Like a Family Guy episode.
Yeah, and you're, talking to him, and then, on the other side, you've got your little angel with the halo, and you're talking to them. And ultimately, it's up to you to decide who you want to listen to. So, angels are also seen as messengers of God. Although there is no solid proof, most of us have heard or have stories of survivors who had helpers that vanished, seeing hands guiding them to safety, and sudden impulses that ended up saving their lives.
In terms of and no, that's crazy to think
And
about,
I don't know, maybe, I feel like I probably have heard a story of somebody who, just had a sudden urge, my gut, something was telling me, to just go the other way or to stay home instead of going out.
Yeah.
Or, whatever. I definitely have heard stories like that. Me personally, dang, I don't know if I've had any personal experiences like that. I'm trying to think. I don't know.
That's a good one, because I don't even know if I've had one.
I
would hope it, doesn't ever get to that point, but,
Right, exactly. But yeah, so that is a segue that's going to lead us into another type of encounter towards the end of the video. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
So that was Guardian Angels, and yeah. I don't know. It's such an interesting topic.
Yeah, no, Guardian Angels, like I said, is one of my favorites. I love talking about it because there's so many different possibilities and so many different...
I remember you made it a point to try to bring up angels in the first Paranormal Encounters episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And that brings us to animism. And this is the idea that all things inanimate and animate, including plants, objects, and land, possess a spirit or an essence.
I've heard of this. Yeah. And honestly, it definitely makes sense.
On some Toy Story type shit. It does. It makes a lot of sense.
Literally, think of Toy Story. That is animism. In a nutshell. Yeah.
There you go. And it's said that this idea has been around since early human existence. And now we're going to get into the origins. The term was first coined in 1871 by Sir Edwin Burnett. He used this term in his book called Primitive Culture. The book covered the oldest religions and defined their practices. And animism was seen as a key feature in most indigenous tribal cultures. And
this makes sense.
It still is today.
It makes sense. Think of all the colors of the wind.
Pocahontas?
Yes.
You're right.
Because, when she was... Okay, not gonna lie. Disney knew what they were doing with that song. Because think of the lyrics and what she's saying.
Definitely, yeah.
The voices around you. And she's, talking about the life that is within, the things around you in the world, the rivers and the trees and the wind itself, literally everything.
Everything's alive, man. I believe it. Yeah, no, I definitely believe in this.
Let me find out. Disney need to cut us a check because we promoting all types of Disney shit in this one. Toy Story, Pocahontas.
They do their research too, I guess. But hey, I need that.
That's weird.
It is also considered a foundation for ancient human spiritual development, and it can be identified in different forms throughout even modern religions today. And
Mother Nature is alive.
In terms of how you have your your native tribes nowadays that always go into talking about the trees and the mountains and
even fire.
Yeah, everything has life.
Which is honestly a very beautiful thing to grasp and try to understand and just take hold of and just be a part of.
Yeah.
The fact that everything has an essence and everything is important. Everything has its place. So yeah.
And definitely looking into that and thinking about that, it definitely shows you how you should respect where you are more often,
Respect the earth.
Literally,
Stop fucking littering.
Everything.
Please.
Literally.
I mean, it's already too far gone at this point. It's a shit show. But damn, can we do better, please?
15 years, that's what we got.
And speaking of a shit show, they're trying to send us to, Mars and shit.
Right.
But yeah, they're trying to send us to, other planets and shit. I mean, the earth is just at its wit's end.
Exactly, man.
But we should still do better. That doesn't mean we should just give
because
up.
It's already going bad doesn't mean you have to keep letting it be bad, you know?
Exactly. And on that note, I still haven't heard anything new about the Dragon, like, SpaceX mission with the 4 civilian astronauts. Or not even astronauts, just the 4 civilians that were sent to space a couple weeks ago. We haven't heard anything new, so hopefully everything's okay.
Yeah,
Hopefully they're alive. Because there's no new updates. They were supposed to be gone for 3 days, and that was like 2 weeks ago.
Right. And you would think that, like...
And I haven't seen anything. Yeah. There's nothing in the media about it. But anyways,
that was Animism.
Yes.
And if you want a little bit more about Animism, you can look at Native American cultures and their totems and like how they are structured and just read up on it.
Yeah, definitely. So now we get into our 5th topic, or our 5th type of encounter, and that is, this is like my favorite one this whole episode, period, point blank. NDEs. And NDEs mean near-death experiences, so I'm just going to call it an NDE as I explain it and talk about it. So this is a phenomenon that takes place very close to or at death. People who have experienced NDEs recall feeling themselves leaving their shell or physical body and moving through a tunnel or complete darkness.
Wow.
Honestly, sounds like astral projection or, you know, OBEs, out-of-body experiences.
And honestly, they've even kind of like confirmed it. Scientists, like they said, when a person dies, they lose like a couple of ounces. So,
we talked about this in our aura episode.
Right.
That it could have been your aura that leaves. Like, we lose a couple ounces, but we don't know of what.
Right.
So, it is believed that it is your soul or your aura or, you know, whatever. Like, actually you leaving your shell. So, throughout their journey in the dark, they can encounter lost loved ones. Others have mentioned seeing God and the devil themselves.
You know, I like that you capitalized the entire name.
Because in the Bible, because in the Bible, they be spelling God, G-O-D, with like all caps and shit. Is that not how it's spelled?
Oh, no, it is. I just
okay,
like that you do it.
Because he top notch.
God.
Yeah. On the contrary, to darkness, some report embracing an empowering light. Immediately after an NDE, the person has to try to regain consciousness and the ability to communicate. Oof. Which, that just sounds
that's a lot.
like a not so fun process.
It's like a forced restart.
Kinda like the Matrix, just getting plugged back in.
You delayed and shit, so you gotta like catch up.
Ooh, speaking of the Matrix, there's a new Matrix movie coming out soon.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait.
Let us know if you guys are thinking about going to see, what is it, Matrix 4? Or is it, what is it even titled?
I forget what
Matrix
it's titled,
Revolution.
but I saw the cover art for it. And
it looked good as hell, yeah. So, and I'm sure they could do so much more now with technology. Ooh, it's gonna be a good time.
I'm finna get that chick all over.
Oh yeah, Keanu be doing that thing. So, most people who have experienced an NDE say that the event was completely life-changing. With NDEs, it's often reported that people get a glimpse of the real meaning of life, and not just a snippet of what we think we know, but life as a whole and the entire truth. And I thought that this was very interesting and unique because...
honestly, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Because it would definitely make a lot of sense because there are people that I've known that have had NDEs and they've been completely nihilistic about
Wait,
this.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they ever tell you about their experiences?
They didn't tell me like in full detail. But
damn. That would have been cool to have like your
yeah.
personal account.
Yeah. It sucks because they're just like completely nihilistic about everything. They just lose, just don't believe in anything. They're like,
I mean, but does that really suck? Maybe it's for a reason. Maybe
Oh, yeah,
because
no,
they know
maybe.
all this shit is fake and there's
Right.
nothing to believe in
Right.
because it's all a simulation.
Exactly. Like, we're completely oblivious to whatever the truth is, but whatever it is. you know.
Yeah. I mean, why believe in bullshit if you know it's bullshit, you
Yeah.
know?
True enough.
Yeah. Wise words from a wise woman. I'm playing. So, another piece of this experience includes learning information about things way beyond regular human capabilities. Most people claim that NDEs are joyful and eye-opening, while some say the opposite. Some have compared the experience to astral projection, like we said earlier, and there are stories of people who knew in detail what was taking place around them after they had been pronounced dead, even recalling intense surgery during this time period. God.
You know what, though?
That sounds like trash.
If I were to have an experience like this, I don't think...
You would want to come back? You'd be like, you know what, I'm already...
Yeah, like...
I don't think I would want to come back either, especially with what people say. It's a entirety of inner peace, no stress. You just feel calm and happy and just blissful about everything. You have no regrets. It's just a beautiful, beginning, ending. I don't know. Does it start something new? Who knows?
Honestly, it's a very interesting concept because, if it is the new beginning, then you have to.
But crossing that line and the journey to the end, 9 times out of 10, these people are saying it's a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
So, if I were creeping towards the edge, I swear to God, knocking at the door, I would probably answer it and go through that bitch.
Well, open it unless
because what if it's not so sweet the next time?
Right. Because I feel like everyone's experience is different.
Well, and every person's singular experience is different.
Right.
The first NDE might not be like the second one.
Right.
So I have a couple of true stories, and they're just very brief descriptions of just what it was like in that time, after being pronounced dead. So and these aren't personal accounts, these are people who knew somebody, kind of like you. So one person recounts the time their dad briefly died, saying he said that he went down a long hallway to a door, and when he was going to open it, he felt himself being sucked back into his own body.
Oof. That must... Oh, man.
See,
that must... You right there.
I'd be like, no.
Bro, what do you mean I gotta go back?
I'd be like,
I'm
now? Right. I'd be like, no, hell no. I'd be holding on to the doorknob and everything.
And then it just disappears.
Oh, my God. In the fucking dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Ooh. Honestly, this is why... Remember a while ago I told you to check out that BoJack Horseman show?
Uh-huh.
And you said you didn't like it because of the animation.
Yeah.
But if you actually watch it and pay attention to the story, he has an NDE and his experience is
pretty accurate?
Yeah, pretty accurate to this.
So our second story is a friend of somebody who had an NDE. So they said, my friend was pronounced dead about 6 times, but only told me 2 of the experiences. The first one was just pure blackness and empty space. I don't like the sound of that because your girl is scared of the dark. And I've been scared of the dark for as long as I can remember. So, and I don't think that's going to change because I have valid reason to be scared of the dark. But what?
I was going to be like, are you afraid of the dark? But,
and then their second experience was their granddad telling them to go back. Ugh.
Well, see, if granddad's saying it, it must be a problem.
God.
You can't.
But what do you do? If my Nana was telling me to go back, I'd be like, hell no, Nana, I'm coming with you.
What you got going on over here?
Right.
You looking young and healthy.
That's so interesting and weird. I wonder why he told him to go back.
Well, I feel like
maybe he was just like, you too young, son. Exactly. Live your life. So many, granddad got to.
I feel like us as humans, we have quote unquote unfinished business. So I feel like until we finish whatever we're here for, we just have to deal with it.
Yeah, that is true. which is how some spirits get lost in limbo, and
Right.
that's how they remain on our realm. Hence, like haunted houses or
Right.
spirits and hauntings and things of that sort is because they are not at rest and they don't know what to do. And like we talked about in our other paranormal encounters episode, some are scared of the other side, and so they don't make that step and they don't cross. But yeah, and they decide not to cross over. So it's very subjective. Definitely depends on who you're talking to, what's going on, the
Definitely.
situation. For me, if grandma was telling me to go back, I'd be like, no, I'm not. I'm going with
It's
you.
too late, Grandma. I'm here now.
I'm here now.
I'm
Exactly.
here now. Why would I do that?
I swear to God, no, for real.
Do you know what I had to deal with back then?
And my grandma's not even dead, but if she were and she was telling me to go back, no, I'm not going back. I'm staying with you, Grandma. I'm
Exactly.
chilling. We're
Okay,
chilling. We're gonna have a
Grandma.
great time. Gonna be riding motorcycles
Okay,
through the
Grandma.
clouds and shit. Yeah. So that was NDEs, and I don't know. I just love the whole idea. It's not even an idea because it is a fact,
Right.
but just the whole premise of NDEs as a whole is very, I don't know, it's hard to wrap your mind around. The fact that somebody can actually be pronounced dead and then come back
It's just one. It's just one
for
of those,
minutes at a time.
It's one of those phenomena in like human existence where it's just one of those things we're never gonna fully understand
Right.
unless we experience it.
Yeah. And it kind of reminds me of near-death experiences where people, like, their life flashes before their eyes. You get what I mean? And where people say, like, they kind of just see a timeline of everything from, like, start to finish, their whole life. And ultimately, they don't have regrets because everything works out the way it's supposed to in the end. And shit, I just hope my life is like that. When they start playing that highlight reel,
Sit down in front of a projector screen. And,
I swear,
and
like,
little-
I want some popcorn.
in
I want a
little
fuzzy
spirit
blanket.
theater.
I want a cat. I'm picky. So, yeah. I don't know. It's just very, I don't know. It's just interesting to think about and to tap into because it's just something that's not thought about often. Like, what if, like, what is it actually like on the other side? Because death is such a painful thing. I mean, it's definitely, well, it can be not as painful, but, like, I mean, you're dying. There's nothing fun about that.
It's just a very helpless situation. Like,
yeah, like, I mean, once you're dead, like, that's it.
Yeah.
So.
There ain't no coming. Well, let's.
Nah, there is coming back if you're lucky. Or
Right.
maybe not even lucky, but like he said, you have unfinished business. So there's a reason why you're back. But yeah. So that's it. That's NDEs.
And that brings us to our last encounter, and it's actually a practice or a religion, if you will. And it's called candomblé. Have you ever heard of it? Are you familiar?
Candomblé. I like it.
Candomblé. And candomblé is an African religion that developed in Brazil during the early 19th century. And the only reason, well, I'll get into the reason of why it's in Brazil and like South America.
I was
and
just
shit.
thinking that. I'm like,
Yeah.
an African religion in Brazil?
Yeah.
Something
Mhm.
add up. Because what?
The name of the religion means dance in honor of the gods.
I actually kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful stuff,
Okay.
really. Like I watched a couple videos on their practices. It's amazing.
Eye-opening.
Love it.
Nice.
It mainly involves a syncretism of religious practices from West African tribes mixed with Roman Catholic form of Christianity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a mix of shit.
A mix of a bunch of different things. The West African tribes mainly associated are the Yoruba of southwestern Nigeria, the Bantu tribe in southeast Nigeria, and the Fan tribe of Benin.
I feel like I've heard of the Yoruba and the Bantu tribe.
Yes, they're usually like, I guess they were considered like two of the richest like tribes of Africa in a sense.
That might be why then.
Mm-hmm. Or at
They
least
get
at
the
one
most
point.
spotlight for sure, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause,
The media is picky and choosy about who matters in Africa. But that's nor here nor there. That's a whole different
And I'm
topic.
the controversial one here. Okay.
What do you mean?
Whatever.
It's the truth, though. I mean, they only highlight when Africa is struggling, they don't highlight the good.
They can't. But
Why? Because they need people to keep giving their coins. Okay, let's get back on track.
So, what is involved? The religion mixes the practices of Brazilian witch doctors and the Roman Catholic practices that enslaved Africans brought over. So,
I'm not even going to say what I was going to say.
Common practices include praying to many gods and saints, sacrifices, and intermediate fasting.
Ooh, that sounds hard to
It
do,
does
like to
sound
commit
hard.
to.
Yeah, it does.
Well,
sound
actually, no, because I guess in a sense I've done that before. When I do the lemon cleanse, I don't eat. Like, I just drink the cleanse.
Right.
So, is that technically the same thing? And it's not for, like, long periods of time. Like, I'll do it for a week, and then, like, I got to eat at some point.
Definitely a part of it, yeah.
So I do take a break, and then I'll go back. Well, alrighty then. Guess I'm an intermediate faster.
So, looking at the history, for hundreds of years, enslaved Africans were brought to Brazil by the Portuguese slave masters. Africans were supposedly converted to Catholicism, but many of the slaves continued to teach and practice their own cultures, as they should.
Yeah, you got to keep it alive somehow, some way.
They also absorbed ideas from the indigenous Brazilians as well, in terms of like their healing practices and their medicine. So there's that, which is honestly, this religion is kind of quote unquote offshoot of voodoo or startup.
Oh, so it's like voodoo before voodoo.
Yeah, it's like a startup to what voodoo is today.
Ooh.
The enslaved Africans masked their religions by hiding symbols of their beliefs in Catholic practice. And to expound on that, some of their deities can be associated with major Catholic figures. They have a goddess of the sea named Yemanja, who's usually associated with the Virgin Mary. And she's cool to look at. I just find some pictures of her, but she's cool as hell.
Nice. Yeah, I always love seeing depictions of, I don't know, like mythology?
Yeah,
I guess you could say. Is she a part of mythology?
Yeah, she's African mythology. West African mythology at that.
Ooh, I can't wait to do an African myth mashup.
The stories are so interesting.
I know, I can't wait.
It's
gonna be fun.
Yeah. That was candomblé.
Candomblé.
Ooh, also interesting fact.
Sounds like a food.
Interesting fact. It was outlawed in the 1970s by the Catholic Church.
Because they thought it was some voodoo.
Exactly.
And it was before voodoo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, that brings us to the end of our episode. And that was all about paranormal encounters. I really enjoy doing these paranormal encounter episodes.
No, they're fun. Because there's so many different things. So many different paranormal things.
Yes, yeah. And the paranormal, like, who doesn't love the paranormal? I mean, there's so much to uncover and unravel. I mean, it's endless. Like, it's completely endless. We haven't even gotten into cryptids.
Ooh,
that'll be fun.
You know,
that'll be great.
Exactly. So,
that will be a
you know what time it is. It's time for the ending questions. Yeah. I'm excited. We have some really good ending questions today. We have 4 of them, actually. So the first one is...
a two-parter.
So, yeah, it's a 2-parter. But the first question is, do you believe in the story of the Dybbuk?
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm talking about the story of, like, the Holocaust survivor.
Yeah.
Like, she...
Mm-hmm.
Where's all that smoke coming from? Look at all that smoke in the sky.
Yeah, I'm looking.
What the fuck? But anyways, yeah, I'm talking about specifically, like, the story of the Holocaust survivor and how she said, don't ever open this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the original origin of it, like, what the spirit is or anything,
Right.
but do you believe that story?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I definitely believe that. It closely resembles the idea of a damn it doll, in a sense.
No, I feel like it would resemble, like, the Death Note more. The Death Note for sure.
We could do that.
It's just different. The Death Note, you write down names of who you want to kill. The Dybbuk box, you just give the box to whoever you want to kill.
Gotcha.
And the second part of this question is, and also I believe the story.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And the second part is, would you purchase a haunted object of your own?
No. I'm not playing with this. I'm not doing it.
I don't want to say that, like, I would get a haunted object, because I just don't trust it, but, well, I don't know, I'd just be interested to see, but anyway, if anything, I'd be down to, like, you know, do my research and learn what I need to learn, and, you know, dabble in some voodoo or some, you know, deal with a damn it doll. I feel like that'd be kind of fun. I mean, obviously they can be used for good.
But yeah, okay.
They can.
Yeah, all right.
It depends on who's hands
question number 2. Question number 2. Do you believe you have a guardian angel? Oh, if I do, where the hell? Yeah.
I swear, bro, like, same. Literally same. If I have a guardian angel, where the fuck have you been? Where are you? I need you.
Like I said, they're drinking on the job.
Drinking on the job, sleeping on the job, calling out every day.
Late.
They short staffed.
They ain't punching in the time clock. You need to...
It's a whole struggle, because
no, but,
my life has been hell.
Honestly, though, yeah.
I think my shoulder demon is winning this race over my angel demon, my guardian angel. Yeah, for sure. Because bad shit just happens to me all the time. I think you definitely have one. Because good shit just always comes your way. Like, you're always getting, I don't know if it's good karma. I don't know what the fuck it is. But you just always get the better end of the stick. And I always get the short shit end. And I'm sick of it. Like, I'm really sick of this shit. I fucking got robbed the other day.
You alright? You okay?
It's a mess. But bad shit always happens to me. And, like, lately I've noticed that bad shit happens to me. Like, I used to just think, like, oh, good stuff and bad stuff happens. And you're like, no. Like, literally, the past year or two, I've noticed, like, bitch, you're probably cursed.
Well,
because
maybe we could, you know what?
Bro, every time I see a penny, I pick it up every time. I don't care if it's heads, tails, I pick it up every time.
Listen,
because,
bro, but I tell you, we literally have $3 in pennies right now.
Probably $5. But yeah, literally, I pick it up every time because I've got enough bad luck. And it's not even like bad karma, because I do good things. And I do get good karma, but just the grand scheme of things, I be going through some shit, y'all.
No, I feel that, though.
Yeah. So the third question is, do you believe objects in your home have souls? Ooh. I mean, my boys do, my kitties, yeah.
Honestly, bro.
But our plants, I definitely, well, damn, we're down to 1 now.
Plant?
Oh, no, we got our bamboo, too. So yeah, our plants, I definitely feel like they've got some type of entity or essence to them. I don't know. I feel like plants have feelings. Plants have feelings, and
you heard it here. Plants got feelings.
Yeah, and
be nice.
Exactly. God damn. Sorry if you can hear the sirens in the back, but plants have feelings. We should definitely want to take care of our plants. Not even just our plants, but plants out there in the world. Take care of your environment. Take care of your planet. And we can all live a happier,
also,
better life.
If you didn't pay attention in science, bro, we need these trees. Stop cutting them down. They give us oxygen. If we don't have trees, we can't breathe.
I already got asthma. I can't breathe.
Like,
as is.
But, and to answer that question, I would definitely say the entire home. Like, the entire home has an essence. Ooh. So, yeah, I would definitely say.
I agree. Okay, with you saying that, do you believe that that's the same with, like, apartments compared to houses? Do you think that's just a house thing or an apartment
thing? Oh, no. I feel like
well?
It transfers, like, houses and apartments, for sure.
So, dorm rooms, too?
Yeah, yeah.
If somebody's living in their car, like, okay. So, wherever you reside, you feel like takes on the energy that you're bringing into the environment.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, that actually makes sense.
And the last question. Now, this question, I'm going to revise it a little bit. But if you were captured back in this time period,
what time period?
The early 19th century, or, you know, slave trade era, would you still practice your own beliefs?
Like what I believe right now, or me coming up with my own belief and just sticking to that?
Both.
So, practicing my own beliefs of what I currently believe. I definitely feel like I associate with being more of a spiritual person, and just, things falling in the hands of the universe. But I definitely think if I were, in a time machine, I had to go back to that time, I would hold true to those values that I have. And I would still believe those practices. As far as like creating a new one, I would probably introduce the idea of a simulation theory. Like, for real. If they didn't know at this time. Like, honestly.
This time they thought the earth was flat, so.
If they thought, well, it could have been a computer program.
A couple centuries before. Never mind.
True.
But, computer program, introduce it and see what they say.
Exactly. It would fucking change the whole game.
What do you
okay.
mean? What is a computer?
Exactly. Then I'd have, I don't know, because then I'd have to sit there and explain.
Yeah,
well,
then you
a
kind of be like,
computer is, and I don't even fucking know.
You'd be a matriarch. You'd be like a.
That's too much. That's too much pressure.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
pressure.
too much weight on my little old shoulders. No.
I would definitely be one to try to introduce some new beliefs.
Like what?
In terms of, like.
You don't even know. Look at you.
It's hard because like I can't say what they already knew and what the
I mean, but it ain't about that. It's just what beliefs would you bring to the public eye? Because I definitely feel like there's beliefs and ideas and theories that already exist, but kind of like come back up to the surface, like as time goes by. Right. Yes, exactly. Kind of like how the simulation theory was brought back to life, like in the 20th century, even though it was completely thought of like centuries before.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely think it would still be okay to open their eyes to shit that already is a thing. It wouldn't, like, you don't have to create your own belief for it to be valuable.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely.
So would you do a belief that's already invented right now, or would you try to literally create your own?
I would literally try to create my own just to see like how far it goes.
See who believes it.
Yeah.
You would be a cult leader.
I mean,
oh my god,
hey man.
You give me Jim Jones vibes.
Whoa. I'm not
playing.
about to have people out here.
Did you make my drink or did I?
You made your own drink. You drinking mine.
Okay, just making sure. I'm playing. But yeah, so that was episode 34, Paranormal Encounters. This was a blast. Definitely.
Blast from the past, guys.
And if you had a blast with us, if you had fun, if you learned anything, if you cracked a joke, laughed with us, I don't know, ate some snacks, did what you had to do.
If you're not eating during this podcast, what do you do?
Yeah, exactly. Like, or drink up, witches.
Literally.
Drink up with us.
And it's spooky season, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
get with the program.
So, with all of that being said, please give us a rating and a review on your favorite podcast platform. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube so you can watch the video versions. They come out every Friday. And that'll be really important because in the month of October, we're going to be doing another giveaway. And if you want some free extra crash.
Extra crash, not the Bandicoot.
I swear. If you want some free extra cash, make sure you're subscribed. That's all I'm going to say.
And hey, this is episode 34, and you know what that means. You have 33 other episodes to check out and get into, so...
We're also on the road to 1,000 followers on Instagram, so the link is in the description box below. Stop laughing at me.
The description box.
The link is in the description box below. And if you want to see more of our beautiful faces, follow us on Instagram. And yeah, add us on Twitter. We got TikTok too, so...
Make it do what it do.
Get on it, yeah.
But nah, seriously. And I think our last segment, which is another segment that we've recently been doing that I really enjoy, the kind words. I enjoy it.
Yes, yeah.
So, do you have any kind words for our viewers?
My kind words are Believe in what you want to believe in. Make your own decisions. And don't let anybody else determine what you believe and how you feel and how you live your life. Stand true to you. Honestly.
For sure. Definitely. Okay.
That's my word of advice.
Okay, cool. I would say, if you're having a bad time, if you feel like it's bad now, it'll get better.
It always does. It's a roller coaster. If it's down right now, it'll be back up soon.
It'll get better. Go out, have that little drink with your friends, talk it out, and remember, man, you're still here, and that's important.
And a lot of people aren't.
Yep.
Maybe was that insensitive?
That was I was pushing it a little bit.
I mean, it's the truth, though.
But she's not wrong. Some people aren't here with us anymore to experience the things that you're getting the luxury to. So,
yes, live every day like it's your last. That's cliche as fuck, but do it.
Don't take advantage of the opportunities and the life you have right now because it could be gone tomorrow.
Yes, exactly. So,
with that being said,
I've been your host, Sav.
And I've been your host, DJ.
And this has been another episode of Deeper Than Most.